Class 8, let's continue the chapter 7b, India, climate, natural vegetation, and wildlife. In the previous class, I told you about the climate of India and the various factors which affect the climate of India, right? And I also told you about the characteristics of monsoon. So, in the end, I told you about the four seasons of India, that is the cold weather season and the hot weather season, the advancing of monsoon and the retreating of monsoon, right? So, let's discuss the season, the cycle of season. So, let's start with the first cycle of season, that is the hot weather season. The hot weather season, this season begins in March and ends in May, right? Temperature begins to rise in March and the highest temperature is reached by the end of May and the beginning of June. The temperature recorded in the summer season, that is the highest temperature, that is how much? An average 35 degrees Celsius, right? Deccan Plateau, as I told you, Deccan Plateau is what? It is situated at the South India, right? So Deccan Plateau, because of its high altitude, that area around Deccan Plateau is relatively cooler than the northern plain, because in northern plain during summer season or hot weather season like March to May, the average temperature is of 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. In the larger part of the Ganga plain, this is important, just underline, in the larger parts of the Ganga plain, the hot and dry winds called Lu are common during this season. So in Ganga plain, in the northern plain, during this summer season, the hot and dry winds prevail. So that is known as Lu. Towards the close of summer, pre-monsoon showers are a common phenomenon in Kerala and the coastal areas of Karnataka. So towards the close of summer, that means this summer season, towards the close of summer season, there is little rainfall, or the pre-monsoon shower we can say, are very common in the state of Kerala and the coastals of Karnataka, right? Okay, now next we'll talk about the cold weather season. The cold weather season that begins in December and lasted till February, right? So the cold weather season or the winter begins in the mid of November. Just now we are experiencing cold weather, right? In North India, we are in North India and we are experiencing what? Experiencing cold weather, and it gets well established all over the country by December and continues till February. The temperatures are not equally low at all places. While day temperature at places like Chennai is about 25 degrees Celsius, at places like Amritsar it might be as low as 10 degrees Celsius. So somewhere in Chennai, in the cold weather, the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, and somewhere in Amritsar it's less than 10 degrees Celsius. So the temperature all over India is not equally low, right? During the winter season, parts of Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir get rain brought by western disturbances. So this is very important, underline this, western disturbances. So what is western disturbances? Western disturbances is that wind which brings rain to Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir during winter season, and that wind is originated in the Mediterranean Sea, right? This rainfall is very beneficial for the wheat crop, for the production of wheat, right? So western disturbances is winter rain, winter winds which brings rain during winter. During this season, the Coromandel coast region in Tamil Nadu also receives rainfall. These rains are caused by the northeast monsoon wind, and the winds blowing from northern eastern part of India pick up moisture while blowing over Bay of Bengal and cause rainfall after striking Tamil Nadu coast. So I'll explain you this through the diagram, map work, through map. Okay, now just see the arrows here. So these arrows shows the western disturbances. So this is the wind which brings rainfall in this Punjab, parts of Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir during winter season. So this is western disturbances, right? So just draw this arrows here, western disturbances. Now secondly, this is your Tamil Nadu coast, right? Tamil Nadu state is here, and this is Coromandel coast. As I already told you in the map, we have marked this Coromandel coast. So this Coromandel coast receive maximum rainfall during winter season. Why? Because the northeast wind which picks most of the moisture from this Bay of Bengal, and because of this ghat is there, so it strikes, this wind strikes here, and maximum rainfall occurs in this Tamil Nadu coast. So that this Coromandel coast during winter season, it gets maximum rainfall. Clear? Okay, so these are western disturbances. Just draw this arrow here. Now the season of advancing monsoon that begins in June to September. The hot dry season is followed by the rainy season, that is season of southwest monsoon. This season extends from June to September. Due to high temperature, the conditions of low pressure prevails in the northwestern part of the country. As a result of this low pressure, the trade winds blowing from the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere are attracted to the northern India. These winds blow over ocean and are thus moist. These winds are called southwest monsoon winds. As most of the India's rainfall occur during these months, the season is also known as rainy season. So this is the wind direction of southwest monsoon wind. The direction is like this, southwest monsoon wind, right? Due to the high temperature, condition of low pressure prevails in the northwestern part. So northwestern part is here. This is northwestern part, right? So because of the low pressure prevails in the northwestern part of the country, as a result of low pressure, the trade winds blowing from Tropic of Cancer. So this is Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere are attracted to the North India. This is Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, downwards. Okay, these winds blow over ocean as thus moist. It picks most of the moisture from this Bay of Bengal and shed most of the rain in this region. Right? So this as most of the India's rainfall occur during these months, this season. So this season is known as rainy season or monsoon season, right? Now next is the season of retreating monsoon. So retreating means it's a withdrawal of monsoon. Withdrawal of monsoon. This. So we call it northeast monsoon also, right? This one, downward arrow. This season extends from October to November. The season is also known as retreating because the monsoon winds, southwest monsoon, withdrawing during this winter this season and give place to northeast monsoon. Now this southwest monsoon, it's withdrawing. Withdrawing means coming back. So this is known as what? Northeast monsoon. Withdraw. Coming back. Due to high temperature and high humidity, the weather becomes very oppressive, and the high temperature in this month means October month, is often referred as a October heat. So this is very important. Due to high temperature and high humidity, the weather becomes very oppressive. Very oppressive means very harsh to bear. Yeah, very hard to bear. So that occurs during October month, which is known as, referred as October heat. Right. Now next is distribution of rainfall. So in a country like India, which consists of relief features, the distribution of rainfall cannot be uniform, because India consists of what? It's a very vast country, and it consists of somewhere there is plain area, somewhere there is high relief mountains or mountain ranges, hills are there somewhere. There is big depression or valley, right? So the distribution of rainfall cannot be uniform, cannot be same. The distribution of rainfall in our country is determined by the direction of the rain bearing winds and relief features. So the world's heaviest rainfall is recorded around Mawsynram near Cherrapunji in Meghalaya, which is about 1142 centimeter per annum. Annum means per year. So underline this: Mawsynram and Cherrapunji, Meghalaya, it records 1142 centimeter per annum, which is the world's heaviest rainfall. Now the unifying influence of the monsoon on the Indian subcontinent is quite perceptible. The seasonal alteration of the wind systems and the associated weather conditions provide a rhythmic cycle of seasons. As I told you, all the 4 seasons, right? Even the uncertainties of rain and uneven distribution are very much typical of the monsoons. So I already told you about the characteristics of monsoons. Monsoon is unreliable, unpredicted, its distribution is uneven, and it is orographic in nature, right? So because of the typical this characteristics of monsoon, the rain is uneven, its distribution is uneven, and it is uncertainties of rain are very much typical of the monsoon. The Indian landscape, its animal and the plant life, its entire agricultural calendar, and the life of the people, including their festivities, revolve around the this phenomenon. So year after year, people of India from north to south and from east to west eagerly await the arrival of the monsoon, because monsoon is what? Monsoon brings rainfall, and rainfall is basic element, which is a basic element and very important for agriculture, right? To irrigate the farm. So these monsoon winds bind the whole country by providing water to set the agricultural activities in motion. The river valleys which carry this water also unite as a single river valley unit. So monsoon, the arrival of monsoon is very, very important, as it brings most of the rainfall, right? And India being an agricultural country, the farmers of India eagerly await the arrival of the monsoon, the rainy season, we can say, the rain or the rainy season, monsoon. Now the next topic is natural vegetation and wildlife. Human life on earth is possible because of the bounties of nature. We obtain a variety of substances from nature, such as your natural vegetation, that means trees, plants, and your animals, wildlife, soil, water. These all are the gifts of nature, right? And we get this from nature only. Besides these, the nature has provided us with a hidden wealth of minerals and power resources also, as a solar, in the form of solar and wind energy, right? And hydel energy also, water energy. So all these gifts of nature are together called the natural resources. Among the natural resources, vegetation is perhaps the most important for human beings, right? Okay, now let's start with the natural vegetation. Vegetation of an area is an important component of the natural environment. Plants provide us a lot of products, including food and fibers. So, I think you all are aware of the usefulness of trees or natural vegetation. So, they provide us what? Food as well as fibers, timbers, right? So the natural vegetation in an area is an index of climatic condition. So it is an indicator. Index means indicator of climatic conditions. Although the vegetation cover from a large part of our country has been removed for obtaining cultivable land, in many parts the natural vegetation still survives. A variety of climatic and relief conditions make India suitable for a variety of plants. Himalayas are an important areas where the natural vegetation still survives. It forms of vegetation region distinct from the rest of the country. India, lying outside the Himalayan region, is divided into four vegetation region and or belts. So those regions are the tropical rainforest, the tropical deciduous forest, the uh, desert vegetation, and the tidal forest. So now let's talk about the first one, that is the tropical rainforest or the tropical evergreen forest. Okay, tropical evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. So let's talk about the climatic conditions required for the growth of tropical evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. So the rainfall should be more than 200 centimeter per annum, right? More than 200 centimeter rainfall is required, and these tropical evergreen forests grow in the areas of high temperature and high humidity, right? And high rainfall also. So these are the climatic conditions of this tropical rainforest or tropical evergreen forest. Now come to the characteristics of tropical rainforest or tropical evergreen forest. So because of it receives high temperature and it receives high rainfall, that is why the tree the height of the tree that goes above 60 meter. So the height of the tree is above 60 meter, more than 60 meter. Secondly, these forests yield hardwood, right? Third characteristics is um, they are hard, and they are not they cannot easily exploited, and there is thick undergrowth. So thick undergrowth means creepers and your climbers are found in plentiful, right? So thick undergrowth yields hardwood and not easily exploited, and the trees the height of the trees are above 60 meter. So these are the characteristics of tropical rainforest, tropical evergreen forest. Clear? Okay, so don't get confused in the climatic conditions and the characteristics of tropical rainforest. So climatic conditions means you are going to write about the rainfall and temperature required for the growth of those trees found in tropical area, tropical evergreen or tropical rainforest, right? Now characteristics means uh, the height and the other height, its hardness, that you will write, hardness and the height of the trees, right? Okay. Now, next is the areas where the trees are found: tropical evergreen or rainforest. Parts of Western Ghats, Assam, West Bengal, Odisha have this type of forest. So, this type of forest means have this type of tropical rainforest or tropical evergreen forest, right? Okay. So, rest of the topic rest of the topics will continue in the next video, and hopefully we'll finish this chapter in the next video. So that's all for the day. Thank you.